Welcome to Monster Quads. What we have today is the new Sky Hero Obi-Wan racing frame or quadcopter frame. I really like this frame. I don't particularly care for the design of the arms. They have like this single front arm design that is connected to this rear design. I really don't know what the purpose is that for. I'm usually gravitate towards just the mono frame. I do like the rigidity. That being said, I do think it's a great design. There's lots of space for all your components, and I do like the how the camera is camera angle is set, and the three-piece or the three-piece design of the instead of having just a top plate, you have the side plates that hold it in place. So there is a lot of space. They promoted that there's two configurations. There's a fully loaded version and there's a race version where you're looking to save some space. Really don't care for any kind of race version because what they're looking to do is remove some of these plates. And I really don't want any side-to-side or any torsion that will affect flight. So I'd rather put on a few little extra plates and make it really as rigid as possible. There are some, I don't really care for the back plate design, although it's a great idea. This whole thing is held together. They work like standoffs, and the frame bolts on the top. There's 4 bolts on the top, and then 2 on the side here to hold it in place. So it's really on there pretty solid. But the back plate is supposed to hold the XT60 connector. And if you look at the way how close it is to the where your power distribution board is going to be, it's like right on top of there, and there's really no room to play around with to mount that XT60 connector. So it's a little too close for my comfort. I won't be using that. I'll be using the regular power distribution cord that has the XT60 connector that just juts off the side, and I'll be using a LED backlight in the back. You'll see with the final build. So you know I won't be using that. The hole is smack in the center, so I guess the idea is to use some sort of pigtail and come up top. I won't be using that, or I may or may not be using that. But otherwise, it's a really nice sharp build. There are configurations where you will mount the LEDs at the bottom, and I think that's part of the design. Is that they made this plate where there's a pass through here for your lipo strap, and it's like there's pass throughs to mount your ESCs from the bottom here. Runs all the way through and comes out this little hole here for wiring to the top, to the power distribution board and the flight controller. Nice design, gets wires out of the way and they're really hidden. So that I think is the only reason for this type of design. I think that's kind of cool. So what I am running is I still gonna keep the ESCs up top. They do have some cool little feet that go on the bottom of the motor mounts, and I think these little feet are intended to protect and hold the wires in place from the motor to the ESC. So it is a good design. If you're going to mount, and I really don't care for mounting my ESCs at the bottom of my quad. I already have enough problems with crashes and prop strikes on a top mounted, and I don't need anything like scraping on the ground or banging into things as I do some hard landings. So I'm not going to put my ESCs there. I do like it up top because I do like the air cooling that I can get from the props onto the ESCs. I think it's obviously to me a more efficient build to do it that way. So that being said, I am putting the LEDs, and you can see that it's routed underneath the plate, through the bottom, and in through the hole, so that I can power it through my power distribution board and drive the lights from the flight controller. And that's where I'm at right now. There is a canopy that I have ordered that's going to come in place. Somebody's printing up for me. It's going to canopy that covers this whole top part all the way to the front. Really, really cool looking look. I think it's more aesthetic than anything because, aerodynamically you still need you still need air cooling to come in there somehow, and you really rather not have the extra weight. So again, it's more aesthetic. You don't have to have it on. There's a 3D mount too that will have a GoPro Sessions mount, so I'll be able to mount the Sessions up top here, or a regular GoPro or a Mobius, etc. That whatever HD camera you'll be using. The final build will have ZMX Blue Top V3s as the motor to power this bad baby up, and we'll see how she looks. I think she's going to be a real pretty bird. She might not be the lightest, but she certainly will hold her own, and again, I do like the way it looks. Going to make a little Darth Vader version, and if you check in the check below, I will have links to made a Obi-Wan bitmap for your Tyrannus. For those of you, you'll be able to download that from the links below. See you when we finish the build, and we'll see how she flies.